And as you've been discussing, homelessness certainly can be a safety, also a health issue. There are two issues that have really generated conflicting statements between the two of you. I think this is an opportunity to make your positions very clear to voters. For candidate Cofer, you said that you would set up safe ground sites on underutilized parks where homeless people could camp, get basic services. That has been used now in some ads against you. So if you could make it clear what you meant by that and where exactly you would set up these places for the unsheltered.
Yes, so my opponent and his funders have been sending out mailers, spreading lies. I even got one about my position on this. I want to make it very clear that what I'm talking about are city-owned empty lots. Some of these lots are listed on the list of parks right on our website, and they say coming soon. And when Teresa Clift at the Bee drove by many of them, she saw that they were indeed vacant lots. That's what I was referring to, and I've clarified it in multiple forums that we've had. So what I'm talking about is making sure that, yes, we have a place for people to go, because one of the things our homeless services providers have said over and over again is that sweeps are failed policy, and they make the job of our first responders to homelessness harder because we can't find people when they reach the top of some of our wait lists for services. And that means that we're not able to effectively use the homelessness dollars that are coming into town. So I don't agree with my opponent's failed policy of sweeps. That's what we've been doing now. And the truth is, people are sleeping in our parks because of the failed policies of Assemblymember McCarty. He's been in charge the entire time that homelessness skyrocketed and has not done anything effective to stop it.
All right, we should give you a chance to respond.
Yeah, you know, this is, I think, our 30th forum. Dr. Cofer has been interviewed in a forum, says she wants to use underutilized city parks for homeless sites. I think that's a terrible idea, whether it's a park used by 100 people a day or 1,000 people a day. A neighborhood park is a neighborhood park. More importantly, we have appropriate places where people can go. One thing that I want to do as mayor is focus on where we can effectively house people throughout the city of Sacramento. We have vacant city corporation yards, other locations where we can partner with the county to have tiny homes and safe places to camp, not in neighborhood parks.
Okay, so that leads right into the question that we had for you. So you have listed Cal Expo, some corporation yards, Caltrans property, but some of those don't appear to be viable places where you could actually set up this kind of safe site. So is there a site that you know for sure could be used for this purpose?
Yeah, the city has 3 vacant or underutilized, underused corp yards where they used to park city trash trucks and sort trash. South part city, north part of the city, and the central part of the city. Those are city land, prime for operation right now. We're doing one already on Roseville Road, another facility like that. There are some other sites like Cal Expo, which the governor signed a bill a few years ago, my measure, allocating land not in Cal Expo, adjacent to Cal Expo that could potentially be utilized. That takes more conversation back and forth. There hasn't been a formal proposal yet. But look, there's no easy place to put homeless in the city of Sacramento. We shouldn't use city parks. We should use places that are away from our neighborhoods.
Candidate Cofer, I know you've looked into some of these sites as well, so I'll give you a chance to respond.
Yes, so Cal Expo has already been voted down by its board, and Assemblymember McCarty served on that board, so I think he knows that. And I'd also like to point out this is the second time today that he's used the term underutilized to represent empty lots, which is exactly what I'm talking about. But furthermore, you know, this is something that we need to do in collaboration with communities. And the reason why I'm not pointing out specific ones, I'm telling you can go to the website, is because there are opportunities for us to be able to do real community engagement so the neighbors around have an opportunity to choose the site and be a partner in making sure it's a success.
All right.